Napoleon's hidden treasure wasn't just gold. It contained Europe's greatest secrets, royal families' confidential documents, and ancient artifacts from the Roman Empire. If this treasure is found, it could rewrite history. June 18th, 1815, the night before the Battle of Waterloo. Near the small Belgian village of Waterloo, history's greatest mystery was about to be concealed. Napoleon Bonaparte, the man known as the Master of Europe, sat alone in his tent that night. Before him lay only a map, and, in his hand, the single letter he kept from Empress Josephine. The letter was from 1809, written just after their divorce. Mon cher Napoleon, I forgive you, because you are not just my husband, but the man who holds the fate of history in his hands. But remember, true power lies not in gold, but in knowledge. And I entrust you with the greatest knowledge of all. Napoleon had read that letter thousands of times. What Josephine meant by the greatest knowledge was the incredible treasure he had amassed during his 15-year empire. But this treasure wasn't just gold and jewels. That night, inside his tent, he summoned General Lambert. General Jean Lambert was one of Napoleon's most trusted men. Only 28 years old, but he had been by Bonaparte's side during the Egyptian campaign, the Austrian wars, and the Russian defeat. "Lambert," Napoleon said, an unusual weariness in his voice, "tomorrow we may fight our final battle." Lambert jumped to his feet. "Majesty, don't speak like that. We'll defeat Wellington too, and Blücher." Napoleon raised his hand. "Non, mon ami. This time is different. I saw it in my dream, the crimson sun setting, and I am no longer emperor." A deep silence fell inside the tent. Lambert had never seen Napoleon like this. The emperor was always confident, never doubted victory. "Lambert," Napoleon continued, lowering his voice, "I will entrust you with the greatest secret of my 15-year empire." And at that moment, Napoleon showed Lambert the treasure. At the back of the tent, there was a massive chest covered with thick fabrics. When Napoleon lifted the cover, Lambert's eyes widened. The chest was filled with gold, diamonds, and precious stones. But what was truly astonishing were the documents, papyri, and ancient artifacts hidden among the gold. "This treasure," Napoleon said, fixing his eyes on the chest, "contains things I've collected from every corner of Europe over 15 years. But not just for wealth, for power." Lambert approached curiously. "Majesty, what are these?" Napoleon pulled out an ancient papyrus from the chest. "This is from my Egyptian campaign, Cleopatra's personal letters. They contain the locations of ancient Egypt's lost treasures." Then he pulled out a gold-plated box. "And this is from Pope Pius VII's secret archives. 500 years of Vatican secrets are here. Which royal families are truly legitimate, which are not. If this information falls into the right hands, all the thrones of Europe could change." Lambert listened breathlessly. "And these?" Napoleon pulled out a stack of documents. "Personal correspondence from Austrian Emperor Franz. It contains secret agreements he made with the Russian Tsar. And this," he said, showing the small golden box in his hand, "confessions written by Britain's King George III while he was in the mental asylum. It contains the locations of secret treasures in British colonies." "Majesty," Lambert whispered, "if this treasure is found—" "It could rewrite history," Napoleon completed. "That's why, if we lose tomorrow, this treasure must never fall into enemy hands." Napoleon pulled out one last item from the bottom of the chest, a small, velvet-covered box. What emerged from it astounded Lambert: the personal seal of Roman Emperor Julius Caesar. "I took this seal from Egypt," Napoleon said proudly. "Caesar's final letters were sealed with this seal. This seal gives its owner the right to search for Rome's lost treasures. Lambert was confused. Majesty, but isn't that legend? Napoleon smiled. Lambert, I've been emperor for 15 years. One thing I've learned, legends are usually based on truth. That night, Napoleon explained to Lambert where the treasure would be hidden. The plan was complex, but perfect. 3 kilometers south of Waterloo village, there's an old church, Saint Martin Church. The church was built in the 1200s, but underneath it is a crypt from Roman times. Lambert was taking notes. To enter the crypt, the church bell must ring 3 times. Then, the stone inscription behind the main altar. When you press the stone under the Pax Romana inscription, a secret passage opens. And the treasure will be hidden there? Lambert asked. No, Napoleon said. That's just the first part. The real treasure is deeper. Napoleon opened the map and showed Lambert. Inside the crypt, 50 steps eastward. There's a well from Roman times. At the bottom of the well is a secret chamber. That's where the treasure will be hidden. But, Majesty, if we win tomorrow... A sad glint appeared in Napoleon's eyes. If we win, we'll retrieve the treasure. But... He paused, looking out the window. But I have a feeling, Lambert, this time is different. The next morning, June 18th, 1815, the Battle of Waterloo began. The battle would be a disaster for Napoleon. Wellington's British army and Blücher's Prussian army united. The French army suffered a great defeat. During the battle, Lambert secretly transported the treasure to Saint Martin Church on Napoleon's orders. With 3 loyal soldiers, they descended into the crypt throughout the night. They placed the treasure in the secret chamber of the Roman well. But something unexpected happened. During the battle, Prussian artillery targeted Saint Martin Church. The church was bombed and collapsed. The entrance to the crypt was buried under debris. Lambert was wounded but survived. However, the path to the treasure was completely blocked. After the battle, Napoleon was exiled to the island of Elba. Then came the 100 Days period. Napoleon returned, but was defeated again. This time, he was exiled to the island of St. Helena. Lambert tried to rescue Napoleon's treasure, but clearing the debris of Saint Martin Church was impossible. Moreover, Belgium was now under Prussian control. French soldiers couldn't conduct searches there. In 1821, Napoleon died on St. Helena. Among his last words was mention of the treasure. Josephine. Treasure. Lambert knows. But Lambert died in another war in 1823. He knew about the treasure, but the secret died with him. He feared the English, but also didn't trust the French government. Years passed. In the 1850s, the Belgian government built a new building where Saint Martin Church once stood. The debris was completely cleared, but no one was aware of the Roman crypt beneath. In the early 1900s, French historians conducted research on Napoleon's treasure. Lambert's descendants found their grandfather's diaries. The diaries mentioned the treasure, but didn't have exact descriptions of its location. During World War I, the Waterloo region became a battlefield. Many buildings were destroyed, new ones built. Finding the old location of Saint Martin Church became nearly impossible. In the 1960s, Belgian archaeologist Dr. Henri Dubois began working on Napoleon's treasure. He studied Lambert's diaries and Napoleon's letters. He conducted excavations in Waterloo, but found nothing. In the 1990s, technology advanced. Ground-penetrating radars were used. Many secret chambers and tunnels were found in the Waterloo region, but no one knew which contained the treasure. In 2010, French treasure hunter Philippe Marquis found a new clue. In the memoirs of Napoleon's valet, Constant Wary, This line appeared. The emperor kept saying Pax Romana on his last night and kissed the map in his hand. This clue spurred treasure hunters into action again. Pax Romana, Roman peace. This was the password for the secret passage in Saint Martin Church. In 2015, on the 200th anniversary of the Battle of Waterloo, new excavations began. This time, a different method was used. Old maps and surrounding structures were examined. The exact location of Saint Martin Church was determined. And, in 2018, the great discovery occurred. During construction work, stones from Roman times were found underground. These were part of the crypt. Excavations continue, but the treasure hasn't been found yet. Experts say that if Napoleon's treasure is truly found, the documents inside could rewrite history. Vatican's secret archives, the legitimacy of European royal families, lost Roman treasures. But perhaps this is what Napoleon wanted. He hid the treasure in such a place that finding it is almost impossible, because he knew some secrets are too dangerous, they shouldn't be revealed. Today in Waterloo, modern buildings stand where Saint Martin Church once was. But underground, Napoleon's treasure may still be waiting. The secrets of a 15-year empire, Europe's lost history. And who knows, perhaps when the treasure is found, we'll learn what Napoleon's real plan was. Maybe that treasure was hidden for a future French leader to reunite Europe again. Let's remember Napoleon's words. True power lies not in gold, but in knowledge. And that knowledge is still waiting underground. The mystery continues to captivate historians and treasure hunters alike. Advanced technology has revealed countless underground anomalies in the Waterloo region, but the exact location of Napoleon's cache remains elusive. Some believe the treasure was moved multiple times after Lambert's initial hiding. Others theorize that Napoleon himself left false clues to protect the real location. The truth may be that the emperor, master strategist that he was, created a puzzle so complex that only someone with access to all the pieces could solve it. Recent archaeological surveys have uncovered Roman-era foundations throughout the area, suggesting the region was far more developed in ancient times than previously thought. Each discovery brings hope that the next excavation might uncover the legendary treasure. But perhaps the greatest treasure isn't the gold or jewels. It's the knowledge contained in those documents. If authentic, they could reveal the true power structures of 19th century Europe, expose royal lineages, and unveil diplomatic secrets that shaped the modern world. Napoleon's final gamble may have been his greatest victory. By hiding this treasure, he ensured that his legacy would endure long after his exile and death. 2 centuries later, the world still searches for what the emperor left behind. The legend of Napoleon's lost treasure remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries, waiting beneath the peaceful fields of Waterloo for someone clever enough to decode the emperor's final secret.